Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, December 19th, 2022. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with tabloid news agency TMZ releasing footage of former WWE wrestler Patrick Clark Jr.'s arrest this past August. Clark was arrested on August 20th after an incident at an Orlando, Florida fitness center where he was charged with first-degree battery as well as trespassing on property after a warning. The former Velveteen Dream in NXT was accused of becoming belligerent with a Club Orlando employee who had asked him to leave an area that was being cleaned. After refusing to exit the area, Clark was alleged to have assaulted the employee, including biting him on the chest. On the video, Clark runs the gamut of emotions from distraught to angry, including berating the arresting officer for not reading him his Miranda rights. The edited 6-minute clip, which TMZ posted to their YouTube page, includes Clark's arrest and arrival at the police station, as well as some of the dialogue between Clark and the officer during his transport. Here is some of that audio. We warn you that it contains strong language.
This is crazy. I work for the WWE. This is crazy. I'm coming right after you, motherfucker. This is crazy. I'm telling you, I swear to God, I may be a little inebriated. I went into that bathhouse trying to enjoy myself. I met two different guys that was very enjoyable. The third guy was not. He tried to get me kicked out. The other guy got me kicked out, and I was not willing to leave without my license. I cannot leave the premises without my vehicle. I was not read my Miranda rights, and I was put under arrest. So keep that. I was not read my Miranda rights, and I was put under arrest.
Charges against Clark were eventually dropped when the alleged victim refused to press charges. 6 days after the incident at the fitness center, Clark was arrested again by Orange County, Florida police for an out-of-county warrant for a violation of probation, which related to a November 2021 cocaine possession case in Seminole County, Florida, where Clark was eventually sentenced to 1 year of probation and community service. In 2020, during the Speaking Out movement, Clark was accused by two different people of alleged improprieties, including by a person under the age of 18. Paul Levesque, then WWE's Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy and Development and NXT's executive producer, claimed the company had investigated the accusations but found nothing actionable. After losing to Adam Cole on a December 23rd edition of NXT, the Velveteen Dream character was put on ice, and he was eventually released by WWE in May of 2021. In WWE Network news, ICW Fear and Loathing 14 and WXW World Tag Team Festival are the two most recent independent events to be added to WWE's streaming service, available in America through NBC Universal's Peacock. The Scottish-based ICW show was taped on November 20th in Glasgow and is main evented by a four-way ICW World Heavyweight Championship bout between Kez Evans, Leighton Buzzard, Stevie James, and Craig Anthony. German-based WXW's World Tag Team Festival was a 3-day tournament, and the network has posted the final night, which took place in Oberhausen. The tournament final serves as the deciding match for the company's vacant tag team championship. Speedball Mike Bailey, Masha Slamovich, and Eric Young, among others, also appear in matches on the show. Taking a look at Mexico, during CMLL's show Saturday night at Arena Coliseo, Panterita del Ring Jr. defeated Inquisitor with a shooting star press to retain the Mexican National Lightweight Championship. A rematch from July, it was Panterita's second defense of the title, which he won last December. AAA ran Ciudad Madero on Saturday. The main event featured Commander, Pagano, and Taurus defeating Cibernetico, Dralistico, and Rush in a trios match. This was Rush's third match back in Mexico this month, and according to the Lucha blog, it was the first match that the former Ring of Honor World Champion has wrestled directly for AAA since March of 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic began forcing travel restrictions. AEW's Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello were scheduled to appear on the show to defend their AAA mixed tag team titles, but were unable to due to visa issues. As a result, Guevara and Mello's scheduled match against Abismo Negro Jr. and Flammer was changed to a number one contenders match that saw Negro and Flammer defeat Aerostar and Sexy Star. International Wrestling Revolution Group ran their 60th anniversary show Friday night in their home building of Arena Nacarato. Taped for streaming on Mas Lucha, the main event saw Tonali pin Puma de Oro in a Triangle Mascara match, which also featured Astro Boy. According to the Lucha database, Puma de Oro was masked as Sergio David Hernandez Lopez. The final match of the Intercontinental Women's Championship tournament saw Diosa Quetzal defeat Kira to become the first champion since 2005. The title was first created in 2003 for Ayako Hamada, who held the title for 478 days without ever defending it. In 2005, La Amapola appeared on an IWRG show claiming the title, but she never defended it as the CMLL and IWRG working relationship disintegrated. In other title matches on Friday's show, Diva Salvaje, Jesse Ventura, and Paymon knocked off Gran Pandemonium, Hijo de Pandemonium, and Pandemonium Jr. to win the IWRG Intercontinental Trios Championship. And Hijo de Canis Lupus and Rey Leon defeated Galeno del Mal and Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. to make the first defense of the IWRG Intercontinental Tag Team titles. Turning to Japan, All Japan Pro Wrestling announced full cards for its remaining 2 shows of 2022, as well as lineups and locations for their New Year Giant series that begins in January. Christmas Day's Xmas Maniacs show at Tokyo's Kurikan Hall will feature several outside workers, including from New Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, GLEAT, Sendai, and Oz Academy. The main event of the show will be an 8-man tag team match, which will serve as the final celebration of All Japan's year-long 50th anniversary in operation. Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion Kento Miyahara teams with All Japan's World Junior Heavyweight Champion Atsuki Aoyagi, along with New Japan's Taichi and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, to take on Jake Lee and Yuma Aoyagi, who will partner with New Japan's Sanada and Bushi. Among matches announced for January's tour, Miyahara will defend the Triple Crown against Takuya Nomura on January 3rd, which comes a day after the two will partner in a match against All Japan's World Tag Team Champions Suwama and Kono. The Dragon Gate promotion ran their ante-penultimate show, The Gate of Origin, on Sunday at Sun Plaza Hall in Sendai. The main event of the show saw Kizi and Big Boss Shimizu retain their Open the Twin Gate Tag Team title over Yamato and Takashi Yoshida. It was the first successful defense for the team known as Natural Vibes, who won the titles on December 4th from BB Hulk and Kai. Dragon Gate also announced matches for their Final Gate program on Christmas Day at the Fukuoka International Center. Yuki Yoshioka, who is the Open the Dream Gate champion, the company's top title, defends against Ben Kay. Kay is a former champion who held the title for 6 months after defeating Pac for the honor in July of 2019. Other title matches scheduled for Final Gate will be Kai, Shun Skywalker, and Ishin defending the Triangle Gate 6-man championship against Naruki Doi, Shuji Kondo, and Toru Owashi, and HYO defending the Brave Gate title against Minorita. The most notable non-title tilt of the night will feature former Dragon Gate star Shingo Takagi returning to the promotion to team with BB Hulk against Yamato and Madoka Kikuta. Takagi hasn't wrestled for the promotion since October of 2018, when he departed to join New Japan Pro Wrestling as a member of the Los Ingobernables stable. Dragon Gate will close the year with a show on December 27th in Kobe. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.